Right, here we've got, this is saline plus trypsin, and there is an unhatched egg that's still in the shell. Again, you can see that there's, looks brown, that's that outer shell. You can see where the embryo is and then the layers on the outside. So I'm going to go ahead and tap it. Okay, 1, 2, tap, 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 and 1 to grow on. There. Start timing. And let's take a minute and find one of these embryos that we've dislodged. Okay, that one's not out of the shell. I might have to tap a little harder. All right. There's one that's out of the shell. And there we are. That one is completely out of the outer shell. There's that first little movement. There's that first little twitch. Okay, and I'd say now it's starting to get pretty active. Yeah, there we go, little fella. Okay, that one, yeah, once it's moving all of those claws like that, steadily and continuously, we can say that that one has definitely started. Sorry, I'm in a classic rock mood this afternoon. I guess I saw that thing and started thinking to myself, "Just start me up. If you start me up, I'll never stop." Okay, never mind, I'm just goofing. Right, okay, that one is pretty active, so we're going to follow that one for some time. Again, don't forget this is saline plus trypsin. And you'll measure the time between the last tap and the first time we see activation, and also the final exit from this translucent stuff surrounding it, now that we've got the shell off. There we go. Okay, this may be hard to see, but if I fiddle with the focus, you can see that it looks to have carved out a pretty good space inside, but there's still some material left on the outside. This thing will just tend to get more and more transparent, probably because of the enzymes attacking it. So I'm going to leave this a little bit out of focus, because that's the only way you're going to see the remains of the shell. But you can see that this little guy has carved out quite a space for himself. Or little girl. Actually, it's probably both. At this stage, it's not really either. Never mind. Yeah, if I get the focus just right there, you can still see what's left that this dude has to tear through. I think you can see that he or she or they or some pronoun I don't even know, that this embryo has made a lot more progress than the one that was in just the saline. There we go. Okay, there, it's out of focus, but you can see what he's still got to rip through. That's out of focus, but you can still see what he's got left to get out of. Just label, this is the other tapeworm, right? Mm-hmm. Just label what species it is, if you don't mind. You can give them to me. Just make sure your name's on them. Thank you.
Is this fine if I just did one that's hatched and one that's not hatched?
That's cool.
Okay.
All right. Probably, okay, if it's this size, this dimension, these proportions, it is almost certainly teeming. T-A-E-N-I-A. That'll be the fork of the beef table. That's the one humans can get from eating cystoscerci larvae in infected meat. This is why rare pork is not a very good idea. Frankly, rare beef is potentially questionable too, although as long as it's been inspected, it would probably be all right.
Are you recording? Like, can they hear my voice?
Yeah. Want to say hi?
No. But, for the last side report, I emailed you about it, but the chi-square would not work when I was plugging in my data.
Oh, okay.
I tried it on each, I tried it on the fraction, the percentage, everything, and it would come up like your data has to add up to 100, or your data has to be equal on both sides.
Okay. All right. Let me take a look at it this evening.
So I recalculated all of my data and everything several times, and I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong for it not to work for me.
Okay. All right. I'll take a look once I've got these things in the can and uploaded.
To get those points.
Okay.
I just couldn't get it to work.
Okay. Okay, when he's finally out there, you see how this larva is kind of dragging all that stuff around behind him, or her, or whatever. And hatching is going to be final when this guy finally shucks all of that. He'll probably drag a little tail of it after him. But you can see now, even as I change the focus, you can hardly see that shell that he's trying to get out of. He's still, that shell is pretty much destroyed by now. And we'll know it finally is when he leaves all of that stuff that he's dragging behind. In fact, I think he's doing it. Okay, there we go. I think we can probably say that this one's finally free. You see all of that? There's a little smear of stuff a little bit to the left of center. The larva is still dragging some of the remains of that little membrane sac that used to enclose him. But I'm going to say that right about where he detached from all of that stuff he was carrying behind, we can pretty well call this guy hatched. You can see the claws are out. Okay, still dragging a little bit of his embryophore, but yeah, we can say that that guy's hatched when all of the things that he was dragging have been left behind. Which seems like a sort of poetic metaphor for life, although I'm probably more impressed than it really warrants. Okay, Still trying to take off that last little bit of membrane, but we can call this one as hatched by now. All right, and there we have one of life's miracles. An embryo breaking free from its egg and going off to, well, rip a hole in a beetle's guts and turn into a cysticercoid. So there. All right, I will go ahead and stop this recording because we've seen what we came for.